Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Green Room. I'm Heather Ludlow.
And I'm Amber Greene, and we're so excited to be with you today and with our special guest.
Yes, yeah. So most buyers obsess over interest rates, but almost no one asks about insurance until the week of closing, is what we find.
Mhm.
And that mistake can cost you thousands. So today we are lucky enough to have Bryn Cochran with us with Connor Insurance. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, ladies.
You're
Excited.
welcome. Thank you so much for being our guest
Sure.
today.
And it was so fun to get to know you at lunch. So
Yes.
that was a lot of
Yes.
fun too. We got to go to lunch with Bren. We don't go out to lunch much. So that was yeah.
Oh.
So thank you. Yes.
Yeah. No, same
So-
way. So it was wonderful to take
Yes.
some time and just
It was fun, and thank you so much
It
for that.
was.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
we loved
Absolutely.
it.
Yes.
We loved
Good
it.
time.
So, Bryn, why don't you tell our listeners a little bit more about yourself, who you are, about Connor Insurance, and I'll give you the mic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually got into insurance by accident. I took on a role at State Farm local office, like the hours. So
Oh,
it was
yeah.
I was going to be able to be a mom and be home in time to, just be with them and put them on the bus in the mornings. It was a retention manager, office management position. I love people. And
Yeah.
I've always been in management before. I was always in a customer service role where I was serving people. So knew nothing really about insurance except for really the insurance I had. And honestly, I just let my agent take care of me. So I was exactly what I encourage people not to be. Whenever I started working there, I just realized there was a huge need for good agents to take time with their clients and educate them. Too many times I was getting calls with people who were like, I thought I was covered for this, or what's going on with my premiums? I don't understand. Why didn't they cover this claim? So after reviewing things, people just were not knowing. So I saw a huge need to maybe step up and be
Yeah.
more involved in the insurance world. So then I started being an agent owner with Shelter Insurance, and then I made my way over to Connor Insurance, which is a brokerage, offers a lot more options for clients. So there's always certain risk. So it's been a kind of a learning curve for me in the last couple of years. I started working for Connor about two and a half years ago and learned a lot about how the market is big and there are carriers that will cover every risk. We just have to find them for people.
Right.
So again, at the end of the day, I just enjoy serving people, looking for their best interest, caring
Yeah.
about them, and making sure they're well covered and educated.
Right. I love that. I love that. It reminds me of a saying, we're most equipped to serve the people we once were.
Yes,
That's good.
Yeah.
that's very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it sounds like that's exactly what you did when you got into insurance, right? Is you thought, well, I don't know a lot about this,
Yes.
and it's time to.
Absolutely.
And I noticed how you said that you just let your insurance agent take care of it. I think a lot of people don't understand insurance. They don't even know what they have.
Sure.
They don't even know the difference between an insurance broker versus just an insurance company.
Right.
Correct?
Yes,
And so
absolutely.
I like the fact that you're a broker and you can sort of shop the insurance out and find
Yes.
all the different options.
Absolutely.
Whereas if you're with a more traditional company,
Yes.
such as State Farm,
Right.
your insurance is through State Farm, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what you
With
get.
an insurance broker, you're exposed to the entire market
Absolutely.
and you might be able to find better premiums, better coverage, all those types of things.
Right. And
So-
since the industry is constantly changing and the carriers are constantly changing their expectations, typically they're pretty solid in the type of risk they like, but the coverage just changes, their expectations changes, and their underwriting changes. So
Okay.
that's why it's very important to be able to have that broker.
Right.
So if you have to change, you can still be with your advisor, your agent.
Right.
You just might have to move carriers.
Gotcha.
But you have someone
Right.
there that knows you and they know your risk and they have that underlying understanding of what they're insuring.
Yeah.
Good.
That's super important.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think today what I'm excited about is that we're going to be breaking down what people need to know about insurance before they buy, right?
Yes,
And
absolutely.
I'm thinking about first-time home buyers who in particular don't understand what they
That's
need to
their
know
first go with
right
this.
before they buy.
Yeah.
And then
100%.
also, this is important for current homeowners that may need to kind of evaluate what they have, and they may learn some things that they didn't realize. So
Absolutely.
that's where we're so happy that we're going to dive into that stuff.
Yeah. We're
Excited.
gonna learn a
I
lot
love
today.
it.
I
I
feel
love
like.
Well,
having
I've already
insurance.
right, and yeah, and I learned some things already at lunch. So
Oh,
they-
me too.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into a few questions
Okay.
that I thought a lot of our viewers would have. First of it all is, why is insurance one of the most misunderstood part of homeownership?
Absolutely. There's
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so many people
Yes,
don't
and
know.
I think there's a lot of myths too. So, you heard from your grandpa, from your great grandpa, all these myths about insurance. And I just think that it's important to note, just like not one person is different, not one risk. I'm sorry, everybody's different. Every
Yes.
risk is different.
Yes.
And that's why it's so important that you actually connect with an advisor, you connect with an agent, someone who can actually review the risk,
Hmm.
see what they're insuring, and so they can dial into what carrier is going to best fit you and then actually explain that to you.
Hmm.
So I think the myths are really what holds people back from being more open and receptive to what's really truth, like
Yeah.
what's really the truth is. And so there's so much whenever it goes into to educating people on that, and then they're like, oh, I didn't know that. So with home insurance, people need to understand that it's not designed to cover every single little small maintenance, and
Hmm.
it's for those big things. It's for those things, those unexpected perils. And so I think that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions. Your gutters are leaking or something like those types of things. That's on the homeowners. You do have a hand in the contract. Like you do need to be a responsible homeowner and keep
Maintain the property,
maintain the
right?
property. Make sure
Right.
Yeah.
it is that you're taking responsibility. And so that
Yeah.
whenever things happen, like your home is prepared for those perils that are coming through, the rain, the snow, the things like that won't impact those. So I think a lot of times those small claims, people
Hmm.
don't know that maybe you don't need to do $1,000 claim or a $2,000 claim. Let's save this for a bigger risk, like a bigger
Right.
claim. So I think that's a big
Right.
misunderstanding of what you're supposed to use the homeowner's insurance for.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because as you file smaller claims, that could increase your premium, correct?
Absolutely, it can. And so we really need to evaluate, is it worth it? You
Hmm.
have surcharges. Also, some carriers will drop you if you have too many risk. Carriers will also consider dropping you if you've filed a claim that actually ended up being a $0 claim. So some claims are not always come to fruition.
Hmm.
Some adjusters come and they're like, this isn't covered. So those are called $0 claims, and those can
Okay.
count against you. So if you ever want to leave your insurance company, if your rates are going up, you may not be able to, or you may actually get dropped depending on if you're making too many
Too
claims.
many claims.
Yes. So stranger things have happened. Like
Yeah.
people will call and they're like, I've had like 2 claims in the last 10 years. It's maybe the type of claim that you filed,
Okay.
or it's the time in between. So,
So if it's too close together,
yes,
that's a red
yes,
flag and
hmm
they might drop you.
yes.
Or what's like what kind of claim? Like, are we talking like a big claim, like a roof
So, yes,
or
so like a roof
yeah.
is good, like a hail damage. We there's this past winter we had what was called the water or the ice
Ice
dams.
dams.
Ice
Oh, yeah,
dams.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those are claims that the water is getting into the attic. It's
Yeah.
leaking. Like these are the things that you're going to find thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage.
Yes.
Let's look at that. Let's look into that. But whenever your faucet leaks underneath
Really
your
not a good
sink,
idea to
and
file a claim.
like you
Yeah.
have to like your wood floors, maybe there's like $500, $1,000 worth of damage. So these are all things that
Okay.
you just have to be very cautious as to what you're just calling your insurance company and filing claim just to find out like, no, it doesn't even meet your deductible, or no, you're not even
Yeah.
covered for this.
That's good. That's good to know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What I know that you hear a lot about rates increasing
Mhm.
with insurance.
Yes.
I guess why are they increasing, and what have you seen that's changed in the insurance world in the last few years? And I suspect that whatever has changed is why rates are increasing. So
Yes.
can you address
This
that?
has been so, and this has been ever changing. So in the last 3 to 4 years, we had inflation.
Mhm.
One thing about insurance, especially personal lines insurance, so auto, home insurance, essentially, it's always lagging behind. So we like when inflation was hitting us in 2021, 2022, 2023, the insurance was kind of steady. And then about 2023 is whenever we really started seeing those home premiums increase. A lot of it had to do with the values of the homes. I mean, if you think about it, 2x4s were more expensive.
Yeah.
Labor was more expensive. So you have a home that you need to replace.
Right.
That's going to be more to replace that home. We had $300,000 and $400,000 homes in 2021 that we are now appraising, like that are now replacement costs of $600,000.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing the difference. You have more risk. You have more that's going to pay out in the event of a total loss. Your insurance premiums are going to go up.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
people don't like it.
No, they do not, and
No.
and that's what I always get. People are like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Has your grocery bill gone up?" Just like think about, has your grocery bill gone up? Has your gas gone up? Is it more expensive to buy a car? It's going to be. Is it more expensive to buy the home?
Everything's more
100%.
expensive.
Everything
and
is
so,
more expensive, so to insure it is going to be that. We're just lagging behind. I'm seeing a cooling on the inflation and on the premiums. They're steady.
Okay.
I don't ever see that we're going to go backwards on that. Like, does that really ever happen? So I think we're kind of getting steady with that. There's a lot of changes with deductibles and things like that too, which is also helping with the premiums. Higher deductible, less
Lower
premium.
premium.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Makes
what we
sense.
do.
Right.
Just have a higher deductible.
Right. We're asking the clients to put more of risk by asking them to go higher deductibles. But if you think about it, your car insurance, the average deductible is $500,000. You're insuring a $40,000.
Yeah.
ACV, an actual cash value. We're going to depreciate it value. We're going to replace that auto for $30,000, and you're going to pay $500, right? If it's a total
Right.
loss. With a home, we're insuring $300,000 and $400,000 homes.
Yeah.
The typical 2021, 2022 is $1,000 deductible. That was the average deductible for a homeowner's policy.
Uh-huh.
Today, does that seem like
It seems cheap.
It
it
seems
does.
cheap.
It
Yeah.
seems very cheap. So we're
Yeah.
asking clients, can you please put more risk? So
Mhm.
carriers are starting to actually require it. Who's going to want to say, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
do a bigger deductible?
I was going to say you probably don't have a lot of people signing up for that.
Exactly.
Do you? Yeah.
So that helps with premiums. And that
Okay.
also helps deter people from doing the small claims.
Oh yeah, because
Yes.
they're like
Yeah.
Because
more
they're
than my
deductible.
Right,
Yeah, or
exactly.
it's less than my deductible, I guess.
Yeah.
What's the average deductible now? Do you
2,500.
2,500? Okay,
Yep.
that's a big difference.
Yes. And there's also a lot of carriers are going to 1,500. I would say 1,500 in the last year we were doing 1,500. Now it's like 2,500. So
okay.
there was kind of a step up. It wasn't like 1,000 to 2,500 in the past couple of years. This has been a slow transition for people.
Gotcha.
And a lot of carriers are doing 2 deductibles now. So you have what's called an all peril deductible, and that's going to take care of everything except for that second deductible, and that's wind and hail. So wind and hail, Indiana is in the top 10 states that have the most hail claims, auto and home. So think about
Wow.
that. That's the biggest payout. That's one of the biggest payouts for insurance companies. So they're taking that second deductible. So in the event that you do have hail damage that they have to replace the entire roof,
Mhm.
you have a higher deductible. So it'd be like $2,500 for your all peril deductible and maybe $5,000 for the wind hail deductible, depending on the house. Like that's probably a $500,000-$600,000 home. When you're getting closer to the $200,000 and $300,000 homes, we might be doing a $1,500 all peril and maybe like a $2,500 deductible for wind and hail. For
Okay.
1% of the value of the home is what a
Oh,
lot of the
okay.
carriers are doing. So
Gotcha. Are there certain homes that are harder to insure than others?
100%. Yes. Older roofs are really hard to insure. Carriers are getting very strict about that. Where they used to be 100% replacement cost no matter how old.
We've
Your roof
seen
was.
that
That's why
a lot.
it seems
lately,
like
I feel like
exactly our buyers are getting asked, or even if we're representing a seller, I'll have a buyer's broker call me, how old's the roof? That's the number one question.
It is.
And I'll say,
Huge.
why do you need to know? Well, the insurance company wants to know. So that's
Mhm.
I get that in almost
I get that.
most deals.
Me too.
Yep.
I never used to.
I
How
know.
about you? But I
Same.
feel like, especially late last year and into this year, I get it all the time now.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, and I feel like so often they lag behind with the inflation. They lag behind. This is something they should have probably taken care of years ago. They were just replacing the entire roof all the time. Well, I mean, it was
Oh yeah.
it was in abundance. Probably too often was it happening, and so now they're kind of going like they was like, whoa, we gotta stop this and not make it so easy for someone who has a 20-year-old roof, who has just gotten hail damaged, we're going to replace the entire thing. It really doesn't make sense if you think about it from a business perspective. So around year 10, most carriers are going to a depreciated value replacement cost.
Okay.
Some are going up to 15. There are a few carriers that will do the lifetime of the roof, but you have to do 1% of the value of the home for the wind and hail.
Okay.
Okay.
I gotcha.
There's so many rules and all of this.
There are.
Just trying to keep
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
just
complicated.
it is. It really
is.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Yes.
lots of ins and outs to
Yeah.
It is.
I've heard you say replacement cost a couple of
Yes.
times. What is that, and why does it matter?
Sure. So whenever we say replacement cost and we give you a value, so say that you have a $400,000 home, we put it in a cost estimator and it says it's $400,000. That's 100% replacement cost. The insurance company is guaranteeing that they're going to insure the home, the structure for $400,000. 100% of that's going to go for the structure of the home.
Okay.
Same with the roof. If you have hail damage or when storm comes through and blows it off and we have to replace the entire roof, we're going to replace it at 100% except minus the deductible.
Okay.
So, and then actual cash value would be the depreciated value. So what it would be worth today, not at brand new, but you got that roof 15 years ago or 10 years ago. What is it going to be worth today minus the deductible?
Okay. That
Yeah.
makes a little more sense.
Yes.
Is there, what happens when somebody's like underinsured?
They would have
They
to.
would just have to come out of pocket?
That is, yes, that is correct.
Okay.
So if you do not have enough on your insurance, and if you have a mortgage, you're required to. The
Right.
broker is going to know that.
Yeah.
But if you don't, and if you do not have enough, you would be responsible for the difference.
For the difference.
Yes.
Okay. I was pretty sure,
Yeah.
but I thought I would
No,
ask.
that's a great question because you don't want to be insured. And that can be overlooked too a lot. Trust
Yeah.
me, I've got
Right.
plenty of portfolios when I'm looking at this and I'm like, you are underinsured. It most often happens with the liability end or the autos, but
Okay.
occasionally.
Well,
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, what's the biggest mistake homeowners make? I'm guessing that's it. They're underinsured,
Yes.
or is there another one?
No, that would be one of it. Also, just assuming that you're covered for something that you may not be,
Yeah.
because you have this standard HO3. That's the standard ISO HO3. It's homeowners policy. It provides the basic wind, hail, fire,
Mhm.
ice, snow, caving, theft, vandalism. But then you also have all these endorsements that you can add on,
Mhm.
additional inflationary cost. Water backup's a huge thing. A lot of people think that if there's say you're by a creek or a dam and water comes from the outside in,
Yeah.
people assume that their homeowner's policy will cover that. It will not. You have to get an endorsement, and not every carrier will provide that endorsement. So you have to make sure you go with the carrier that will. Or your sump pump backs up. You go downstairs and you're standing in 2 inches of water. Your homeowner's policy does not cover that. You have to have an endorsement. Add it to that to make sure that it's covered. So
That's
these
important for people to really recognize.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
absolutely. So that would be it. They assume that they're covered for these things when they may not be.
yeah.
I had that. My basement flooded on New Year's Eve, 2024, and drill bit. My dog was swimming in the basement.
Oh,
and
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Having fun, but
he
you
was
may not
swimming
have
in the
been.
basement.
Doggy paddling.
He was. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, my son was going to have a New Year's Eve party. I was still at work. He calls at like 6. He's like, "Hey, there's a flood in the basement." And I said, "Well, how bad?" He goes, "A big one." I was like, "Oh, a big one." I go, "Well, how big?" He goes, "It's pretty bad." I'm like, "Okay." So when I get there, I open up the door to the stairway, and there goes drill bit swimming by at the bottom.
Goodness.
I should have
Wow.
got that on tape.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to relive that.
No, but I had
kind of funny.
Right, I had the endorsement.
Yes. Oh, good.
But I didn't know, right? So
Yes.
Oh, you didn't know?
not really. I mean, I didn't know. I assumed I had coverage.
As an advisor and a Connor, we're trained to just go ahead and put that on there.
Yeah.
And that would be one of the things that we would say, hey, you're not required to have this, but this is why we
Yeah.
recommend you having it. But
Yeah.
some people are like, I would take care of that, or
Mhm.
I that will never
Yeah.
happen to me. I don't want that. These are things
Yeah.
that we're going to
Right.
make sure
And
we
so,
record those
yeah,
conversations.
I don't remember being asked if I wanted that, but clearly I did have it,
Right.
which
Yes.
is,
Yes.
but
And
I
it's
just
Thank
assumed,
God.
yeah. And I've been in this industry for a really long time, and I assumed that just general homeowners insurance covered a basement flood,
Yeah.
yes, a lot of
but
people.
it's
I didn't
not.
know that till
It's an
then.
yeah, it's an endorsement. I didn't either until I had the flood, and then I realized I did have the endorsement. Yeah.
I'm glad that you
I'm
did.
glad you did.
Sometimes we don't, and we don't get to talk to clients.
Mhm.
Clients don't want to talk about it. So,
Mhm.
of course, we are always available to talk about it and educate.
Right.
Yep.
But because we can't a lot of time, or because it doesn't happen, there are endorsements that are just like non-negotiables. We're going to add it unless the client tells us to remove it.
Yes.
That is one of them.
That's
Yes.
one of them.
For sure.
Well, that's good.
Yes. Service line's another thing.
Yeah.
So older homes, or even if you're in an addition, you're responsible for any buried service lines
Yes.
from the sidewalk to the meter box.
Yeah.
Not every carrier offers that just yet. A lot of carriers are getting on board with it. Always recommend having a service line protection, whether that's through your carrier or if it's, on its own, standalone. So.
Yeah. Because I can imagine that can get pretty pricey if
Yeah.
if
Yes,
messed
and
with,
a lot
right?
of times it may not even be because of anything you did. It could be like utility works that
Yeah.
would ended up putting enough stress on your service lines because it's all connected,
Mm-hmm.
and it could have caused damage to yours, and you're still responsible for it.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. That's interesting. So, talking about this, let's talk about what buyers should know before they go under contract, as far as like, what kind of policies and things like that they should get. So, when do you think a buyer should start talking to you as an insurance agent?
I would say around the time that you're starting to consider the home that you're wanting to purchase.
Okay.
That gives us an idea of what we're working with. That gives us that baseline.
Mhm.
And so that would be able to allow us to at least get you quoted.
Okay.
So and we will be able to say, this is what the premium will be if you went with this type of policy.
Mhm.
That would also give the client the information of, is this a type of premium that I can add on to my mortgage payment?
Okay.
So it's very
Yeah.
important to know
Okay.
that too.
To
Because
know those things.
we
Yeah.
do have people sometimes where they're like, we have brokers that will reach out to us, you need to keep it at this point. It's like,
Oh,
sometimes,
okay.
Like, how do you do that? I
how do
see.
you
So
Yeah, how does that work?
right. It's very
work.
difficult. Yes.
Well, so to come up with the quote, what information do you need from the homeowner?
Great question. Just a little bit of information, like personal information from the client, because there is a soft insurance score pool that we do. We want to make sure that they're responsible in paying past bills, past insurance
Mhm.
bills, but most importantly, the address of the home. We can pull the property cards, so we get a
okay.
ton of information from property
Okay.
cards. But from the client, we would want to know age of roof. That's
That was going to be a question I
a
had.
huge
number one.
thing,
Yeah.
and that's one thing that's very hard, because if you have a roof that's been replaced in the last 10 years, a lot of carriers are asking for proof of that. In
Oh.
the state of Indiana, you are not required to have a permit to do that.
Mhm.
So that's not something we can get through the assessor's office. We have
Yeah.
to have some sort of documentation from a client. And so you guys know how often the turnaround with homes are. People don't stay in homes long term very
Mhm.
often. So it's just interesting what the expectation of the carrier is, and trying to, get
Yeah.
those demands to them.
Mhm.
So we just try to
Mhm.
warn people that, yeah, I had a situation, actually, this is kind of crazy. We had a home that was built in 1946, and
Okay.
the buyer was buying it, and they had been told, this was 2024 when they bought it,
Mhm.
and they were told that the roof was replaced in 2017. This carrier needed proof. Well, they
Mhm.
didn't have proof. The home had been sold twice since 2017. They had no record that
Yeah.
the roof was replaced. The carrier had to go back to 1946 as
Oh my
the age of the roof. Seems a little irrational, doesn't it? It really
Yeah.
does. But until that we were able to prove that it was, I mean, you can just look at it from an aerial view
And know that
and
it's
know
not
that it
from
was not 1946, but because
1946.
they didn't have anything else to go on, that's what you're just like, it's
What if an inspector went out there and said, in my professional opinion, this roof is 8 years
had
old?
that.
And that didn't matter either?
That did not matter either.
Okay.
That's just kind of the market that we were dealing with a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's getting a little better, but there are a lot of people that will say that their roof is younger than it is. And it's just.
Oh, you mean they lied?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's interesting, and so and it just depends on the underwriter you get, the carrier you're working with. But again, a couple years ago, the insurance market was very volatile. Underwriters, they didn't want to write business. It was hard as an agency to write business, and it was just very like we were not working together. And so it's getting so much better. Like pre-COVID, it was so easy. It was almost too easy to get a home approved by an underwriter. And then we went through the phase where it's like, oh my goodness, do you want a vial of blood too from the client?
Oh, yeah. Right.
And I do see them backing off a little bit. A lot of that has to do with technology. Because we have the bird's eye views, we have the aerial views that they're able to look at the home. So we are able to pre-inspect. So a lot of people don't know that after you bind a homeowner's policy, the carrier has 60 days to say, we don't want the risk. So they go out, they inspect it.
Yes, and then they can drop it.
They can drop it.
Wow.
So we try everything as
dog eat dog world out there.
It
really is.
It truly is. And we try everything as an agency to make sure that doesn't happen.
That's good. How have you seen like prior claims on a home affect buyers?
Yes,
I know this happens.
It does. It really does. And it has to do with clients just calling their homeowner or their homeowner's carrier and being like, hey, my plumbing leaked and it destroyed my cabinetry at the bottom and some of my wooden floor. And then an adjuster will come out. They'll have the claim open. The adjuster will come out. As I explained before, they'll say, this is not covered. You don't have that backup water. Or this is like $1,500. We got an estimate, it's $1,500 and your deductible is $2,500. So that is huge. We have those small dollar claims that people, like insurance company, looks at that as, well, at some point, they're going to make a big claim. If they're making the small dollar claims, they're going to make a big dollar claim.
Those are like red flags.
Those are red flags, absolutely. So
it's like in dating. Oh, sorry.
That's a red flag. I mean,
red flag. Sorry.
You have to get them from somewhere.
It's best you realize them early.
Exactly.
It is. Absolutely. You don't want to spend too much time because
let's get back on track now. Okay. Yeah.
So that would be one thing, is just making sure that the claim is actually a legitimate claim.
Right.
Claim.
Yes. And then too often they come in too close together, which is kind of sad because, you can go 20 years without a claim.
And then have two back to back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We've had it happen where carriers will drop them. And it's like, well, I wouldn't suggest you not. I would not have suggested you not do that claim. It's just, you just had a bad experience too close together. So,
yeah. I mean, that can, a lot of times can't be helped.
Yeah.
Right?
And then there's a lot of, like with those situations, you just get on the phone with a carrier's underwriter and you just say, hey, this is the situation. And we can typically find a carrier that would take it. It's bumps those premiums up. It just doesn't matter. Theft claims are huge. I mean, those will impact your premium for a long time.
What happens if someone's insurance quote comes in way higher than they expected it to be, way higher than they want it to be? Do you sit with them? I mean, how do you try to still keep their business?
Absolutely. I will definitely talk to them about the deductible. I'll talk to them about the endorsements and just see, like, are these things that you think that you could compromise on? Basically, can you go from 2,500 to 5,000, or let's break down the replacement cost on the home. Do you think that that's a little bit too much? Let's go through the specs of the home. Do I have this correct? Maybe I have the square footage wrong somewhere. Maybe I didn't do the flooring correctly. It's so tedious. There's so many details in writing a policy that people don't know. Sure. Behind the scenes, there's a lot of work going on to make sure these quotes are accurate for clients. I think the gray areas are so large that if you really dial in to make it black and white, you might see that there could be some savings there. Not huge, like typically, I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes we can also look at another carrier, but by the time you get to that final quote, we've already exhausted most of those Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we will absolutely work with people 100% on premiums. We do.
Gotcha. That's good to know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I know a lot won't. And I've seen this before, but my question was, can insurance ever stop a deal from closing?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
we've
would say
had
yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
always been a roof for me.
Yes, I've
Mhm.
had that happen.
Well, and have you seen a deal fall apart because
Yeah,
of insurance?
yeah,
Mhm.
I've had deals fall apart because of
Yep.
that. Very often. I
Yeah, I
feel like
know.
we've saved them most of the time, but I have
Mhm.
had one or two, and it was over a roof.
I know that I've had to jump through a bunch of hoops to try to figure out proof of the age of the roof, like you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Going
Me
back to
too.
the contractor who put the roof on and having him try to dig through and find an invoice and all that.
Yes, most times that works.
Yeah,
Most of the
because-
rarely does it not, and I think today is a lot better than like I said 2 years ago. But
Yeah.
yeah, most of the time you just get a good, solid contractor out there, a reputable one.
Right.
They'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, this is just another reason why we tell our clients, let's get those quotes early.
Yes.
Let's not wait till last minute.
Right.
And then be surprised.
Yes.
Right.
100%.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Because you
Yep.
never want to be surprised as far as that goes. So
What about current homeowners? How often should a current homeowner review their policy to make sure it's what they still need?
That's a great
'Cause
question.
it's so fun to review your insurance
Oh,
policy.
it is. It's a blast.
fun doing it on like a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. While you're binge watching Netflix.
Oh my God. With my dogs, it's the most fun you can have.
Right. I know. Sadly, I would be okay with that. Such a nerd when it comes to this stuff. But it's one of those things where every season of life you should definitely, like, if there's anything changing in your life, for sure, no matter what, you teen drivers,
Mhm.
you pay off a home, like just little things like that. However, at Connor, every year we look at it. We look at it because as a broker, we feel like we have the responsibility to make sure that our clients are getting the best premium for the best
Mhm.
coverage. So if we see premium, every year your homeowner's policy renews. So that's an opportunity just for us to glance at it, at least glance at it. And we always send an email out to our clients 45 days prior to the renewal dates. And we say, hey, has anything changed in your life? Do we need to connect? That's their reminder.
Yeah.
So we recommend yearly. Yes, we do.
Okay.
But we understand that that's not feasible or even obtainable for most people. So even we always just encourage you, if you have big changes in your life,
To reach out.
reach out.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's a good rule of
Yeah.
thumb.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, one of the biggest deficits with insurance is like, not that this has anything to do with the home, but the autos. Like, there's undisclosed drivers. That makes up a huge portion of claims. People don't call and let us know that there's a youthful driver in the home now, or there's
Yeah.
somebody that's in the home that's driving. So
Yeah, I've got a 15-year-old that we're
Yes.
getall getting ready to put on a policy. And yeah,
it's
I'll have
not
to remember to
fun.
do that.
Yeah.
So should I do that like when she gets her learner's permit?
Well,
Or
yes, because some
prior to that?
carriers want to know that there's a youthful driver, and just letting your agent know, hey, I have a youthful driver. She hasn't got her license yet. Some carriers want us to log that, although until the driver is legal with their driver's license,
Right.
they're not rated. But some carriers want that to be noted at least.
Okay.
Yeah, but
It's good to know.
yeah.
It's good to know. Are there like coverage add-ons? What did you call them before? Endorsements. That a lot of people overlook that they should have on their policies. I know that you said that you guys automatically put some on.
Yeah.
But what are the top, few?
The top ones that we always will do is the expanded restoration cost on the structure of the home.
Okay.
So this became very popular in the inflationary period post-COVID, where 2x4s would be $1 one day. And this is an exaggeration, obviously, but some days they would be $4. So you just never knew what the market was handing us. Same thing with labor and everything else. It was constantly changing. So we add an additional 25 or 50% of the structure that's called dwelling A, what it would cost to replace your home if we had to replace it in full. We give you an additional 25% on top of that.
Okay.
Just in case there's inflationary measures, or just in case instead of quartz countertops, you wanted to do with a granite countertop whenever you're rebuilding the home. So those are little things that endorsement can protect you from. Service line is huge. Water backup is big. And oh, this is another thing, personal property replacement cost. A lot of people don't
Yeah.
know that your personal property, unless you have the endorsement, is not replaced at 100% replacement cost. It's
Okay.
a general HO3, it's replaced at a depreciated value. So take it, take your house, rip off the roof, turn it upside down. Anything that falls out, that's personal property.
Mhm.
Insurance companies will only replace it at 100%. Your couch that's 20 years old is going to be depreciated unless you have that 100% personal property replacement cost endorsement.
Oh,
Okay.
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 Gotcha.
Um, we sell a lot of homes at Heritage
Heritage Lake.
Lake. Yeah.
Yes.
So water homes and things. So what about detached structures, docks, um, outbuildings, those types of things? What do we need? What should we know about
Yeah, is there
insuring
anything
those?
additional that we should be
Yes,
telling our clients?
absolutely.
Hey, you
Yeah.
get
100%.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, the great thing about the endorsements is they do provide where you can do other structures.
Mhm.
So within the policy itself, you have your coverage A, which is the structure, then you
Mhm.
have coverage B, which is I'm sorry, dwelling, and then your B coverage is your structures. So that's anything
Yes.
that's attached. So if
Okay.
you have a deck attached to the house, or even if you have like a concrete patio and a pool, that's considered attached to it. Um, but if it's detached, that's going to be an endorsement that you want to
Like
add.
a dock endorsement
Yes, a dock, and
Okay.
yeah, it would be
or
an other structure. And so
okay.
we would just talk to the client, well, how much do you think it would cost to replace that dock? Or how much do you think it would cost to replace that outbuilding? If they have specs, if they have numbers, that's very helpful. But we
Okay.
can also do square footage, we can do the type of outbuilding, the type of materials, and that
Okay.
helps produce the amount that it would cost to replace it. And that we can
Okay.
add those on to your home policy. So,
Okay.
yes.
Gotcha.
All
That's
right.
really good
That
to
makes
know.
sense. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about like claims and deductibles. What should somebody do immediately after they get damage to their home?
Yep, that's a
How does,
great question.
yeah.
So I would definitely recommend people call their advisor, their
Okay.
agent. For
Yep.
Connor, we have a claims advocate, someone that you can talk to about what happened,
Mm-hmm.
and then that person can look at your policy language and walk you through, do we need to call the insurance company? Do we need to file this?
Gotcha.
So, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. We've talked about this a little bit, and I think I'm going to know your answer, but when should somebody file a claim versus when they shouldn't file a claim?
Absolutely.
Do
Yeah.
you feel like it all hinges on that deductible for the most
Yes,
part?
I do. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And then also you think about it too, because even if you have something structurally wrong that happened for whatever reason, and it's getting up to that $3,000, $4,000 mark, and you have a $25,000 deductible, is it worth it?
Right.
Because you have to think about that this, depending on what the claim is, and anymore, I can't tell you that weather claims are not going to count against you. I used to be able to say that. I can't say that anymore. Just claims in
Oh,
general are just counted so differently, very obscure how the insurance companies do it. There's no rhyme or reason for it. So I just let people know, like, let's think about, the claim before we do it in
mhm.
that aspect.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't do it. We never say that because that's what you have insurance policies for.
Right.
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the questions that we have on here is um, does filing a claim automatically raise your rate?
Yeah.
It almost does,
it
doesn't it?
does. It
Even if
really
it's
does.
not your fault, there's no way it could be your fault. It's still going to raise your rate.
Yes, and it used to be I could confidently say no, a wind tail claim will
Not
not
now.
because you had no control over that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can't say that anymore, and I know that no matter what they tell me, I know that
Mhm.
because I've actually had quotes that come back at a certain number. I run the clue report and it comes back with a wind tail claim and it increases the amount.
Oh.
So you can tell me that it doesn't,
Mhm.
but I've seen that it does. So I'm going to be honest with my clients and just
Yeah.
say it
Yes.
could. I
Mhm.
actually I tell them I don't know. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I just want you to, is it worth it to you, because it
Yeah.
could affect you. It may not.
Should you like when you're buying a home, should they call you and run a clue report on that, or can they?
Well, so the great thing about that is claims go with the person, not the
Okay,
home.
not the
So if
home.
you're
Okay.
moving
Mm.
into a home that did
Mhm.
have something,
Right.
that's not going to count
That's not
against
going
you.
to count against you.
You're right.
That's a
So
good thing to
Yes.
know
It's
because
so
I've had
it's
clients
it's
that are,
person versus home. It's
yes,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Because I've had clients that are like, I had my agent run a clue report and nothing ever came of it. You know what I mean? But they wanted to ask about
Yeah.
there was
Okay.
water damage or something, something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah, and for knowing that, like
For
it
knowing
was it
it.
yeah, was the roof replaced for hail damage or water damage is huge.
Yeah.
So water leaks, their mold remediation, like that.
Yeah. So not a bad idea to pull it.
No, it
so
really
you can kind of
isn't.
know what happened.
Absolutely.
But it's not going to really affect you as
Right.
that buyer.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
yeah, that's good to know.
Now
'cause
I
I've
will
never really
say,
known.
yeah, like with the water and the mold remediation, they'll ask us, has it been, completed? Has the job been completed? Is everything done? They
Yeah.
might ask that question, but for
Gotcha.
the it will not affect the rate.
But it won't affect the rate. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good to know.
So I like the rapid fire round.
It's
It's a lot of
waiting for
fun.
this.
Yeah, it's really fun. Okay, so we'll just go back and forth.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Throw it on me.
Great. What's the most common myth about homeowners insurance?
That if the insurance company will pay for anything at any time. Just
Okay.
like you're covered. You're covered no matter what.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Mhm.
What is one thing every buyer should ask their agent?
Oh my goodness, I'm not very rapid. I would say, am I covered? Like, that's kind of hard because if there's something that's important to you, just make sure it's covered. If there's
Okay,
something
yeah.
that you find that you're like, I definitely, if my roof gets hail damage, I want it replaced.
want it replaced,
Is
yeah.
it going to be replaced? Like, don't be afraid to ask those questions. A lot of people just like shy away from it and just figure they're covered. I would just really strongly encourage you, ask questions.
Ask the question.
Is it going to be covered?
Figure out your priority and then ask about it.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
Yeah.
What is the most overlooked coverage?
Water backup.
Water backup?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that. Amber, do you believe that? Yeah.
Sure thing. I know.
Thank you.
And the cat is on the stairs just watching. Knowing
That's
this is going to be a great New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Party central.
100%.
Uh-huh.
Pool
What
party.
is the biggest regret you see after a claim?
Just that people think that everything's going to be covered.
Mhm.
Like they'll come back and the insurance company is like, no, we're replacing it as is. You can't replace your vinyl flooring for laminate hardwood.
Right.
And like people just they think that if the claim is going through and they're going to get it replaced, it's going to get replaced like whatever they want. And
Not an improvement.
it's not an improvement. They're going to put it back to the way it was,
Yeah.
or that maybe this potential thing isn't going to be covered.
You mean people could be unreasonable?
Yes, a little bit.
What?
Hey, I'm guilty of being unreasonable myself. So,
All right. Last one. If someone hasn't reviewed their policy in 5 years or more, what should they do?
they need to call their agent and ask them to. Well, if you're at a broker, make sure that you're being reshopped. Make sure that you are getting the best premium.
What I might do is just put it in a box and just wait another 5 years.
I would not recommend
I know.
doing that for sure.
That's true.
That
The
is not
great-
recommended.
Yeah,
I'd be like, hey, Dustin, can you look into the insurance,
Go
please?
ahead and get that box down, Dustin.
Okay.
I would say you want to make sure you have a really good advisor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That is going to maybe call me
they're
and say,
going
hey,
to
you,
call you.
yeah,
and
you
say,
have,
hey, we
let's
need to
look at
talk.
this.
Yeah.
It's so important.
I like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people that are just going online and getting the policies, or they're doing the 1-800-TREE policies. Like, get an advisor. Get somebody that you can talk to on the phone.
It's important.
It is important.
Yeah. I mean, in our roles and your roles,
It
you
is,
know, and
yes.
lending, the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm always calling people to see if they want to sell their house again.
Me too.
In 5 years, they want to sell. I'm
Sick of that post.
sick of that dumb. Okay.
Well, Bryn, we are so excited that you joined us today.
Yes.
I feel like I learned a ton.
Yeah.
I think we might have one question.
We do have a
from our
question.
audience.
Okay,
So,
wonderful.
What do we got, Dustin?
Oh, I can't wait.
I cannot wait to hear what he has
Your
to say.
company find a carrier to bundle home, auto, boat, golf cart, detached garage, and Christmas lights.
Oh,
Christmas
he's
lights would be
shopping
your
out for
personal
you.
property.
He's
Yeah.
shopping for us.
That's their house.
Yes, I do have a carrier that could do that for you.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll call you.
And
Yes.
Christmas lights.
You don't? Did I tell you
Yeah.
ever? My husband's Clark Griswold at Heritage.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did
Did
say
I?
that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
absolutely.
We have
Yeah.
lots of Christmas lights, and there's a lot of money in
Yeah.
that.
So that would be a collectible maybe that we
Mhm.
could do as a inland marine. We can make sure that we have
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope Matt is
All right.
listening because my question would be, do you insure cats? Do you insure pets?
We do have pet insurance.
You
Yes.
have.
Do you really?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. What about if
Absolutely.
the pets are drunk?
Well,
And then
that
is there liability?
that would go under your homeowner's liability.
Okay, got it.
And,
Right.
Which is very
she's-
important too.
The people at home don't really understand why you would be asking if the pets
No.
would be drunk. But it's
Matt makes fun of my cats. He thinks I'm a cat lady.
Yes. He has a wonderful AI picture.
Right. I sit at home. I sit at home, drink wine with the cat, and then the cat was trying to drink the wine, and then I took a picture, and then Matt took off
Yeah.
with
For
it,
Matt.
and
He
he
had a lot
made
of
an
fun
AI
with that.
picture of me with like 20 cats on me,
All
and
of
I
them
was
have
drinking wine, and all the
glasses.
cats drank wine, and
I loved your outfit in that picture.
I know I looked really
It's really
good.
cool.
I looked very comfy and cozy, didn't I?
Sure did.
She looked like a cat lady. I loved her wine.
And yeah,
Oh,
thank you
love
for
it.
your question, Matt Ludlow.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
we always
you, Matt. That's a
appreciate
great
you.
question.
That was a good question.
Well, Bryn, can you tell our listeners how
Uh-huh.
they can get in touch with you if they'd like to get a quote, kind of shop rates and things like
Absolutely.
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, go to connorinsurance.com. You can actually find my name, and if you click on the link underneath my name, it'll take you to a quote link. You can fill out your information there, and it comes right to my inbox, and I will reach out to you with any
Okay.
additional questions.
And
Awesome.
we're on our Green Realty Facebook page. I'll go ahead and post how to contact you as well.
Yeah.
I'll do
Wonderful.
that this evening.
Alrighty, I'm excited. Thank
and
you.
and I recommend that people do reach out to you because what I have noticed is that you explain things in a way that everyone can understand.
That's what I
Yeah.
hope
You
to
don't
do.
talk just in the insurance language because sometimes that people don't get it.
Of
And so
course.
you're explaining these things in a way that anyone can understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I am one of them. Like I
Mhm.
am the same way. That's how I would want it to be explained to me.
Right.
So,
So thank you for that part.
yes,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Yeah. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having me. This was so fun.
Good,
You
right?
ladies are
For
great.
your first podcast, you did wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're
I felt like
impressive.
maybe I was getting a little rambling a little
No.
bit,
No,
but
not at all.
I
Oh,
just
no.
I have so much, like you have so much
Well,
knowledge up
right.
here. It's just like, how do I
And-
explain that?
No, and I think that's what's good about a podcast is if it looks like we're just having a conversation
Yes.
and you just were conversing with us,
yeah, I
you know,
love
and
it.
then every now and then we'll throw in a joke that I might think is funnier than it really is. And
yeah, you
you
are
know.
much better at that than me.
right. So, but thank you so much. And then next week. So, and we are here every Thursday at 1 p.m. And next week is pretty special because I'm going to be interviewing Ludlow and Company. Who is Ludlow and Company, you might ask? That would be Heather Ludlow and her husband, Matt Ludlow, and they are real estate brokers together, a husband and wife real estate team. And so we're going to kind of get into the nitty gritty of what that's like. And so I'm really excited to have the opportunity to interview you two.
Oh, we're so excited.
Right?
I know Matt Ludlow's so pumped.
Is he so pumped?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll have to give him the rules and everything.
I told him no
And-
cussing.
Right, and I'll let you know ahead of time. Yeah, no cussing. I'll let you know ahead of time what questions I'm going to ask, but I won't let Matt know. Yeah, so he'll just have to be sitting there sort of like wondering what's next.
He's best off the cuff, I think.
Yeah,
anyway.
well,
So,
yeah,
that'd be
that
good.
is a strength of his. So,
It is.
yeah, so I think that is going to be a good one. We have all kinds of good things coming up. We're going to have some lenders in March.
Yep.
You know, we're just trying to sort of bring you everything.
Bring a lot of value to
Uh-huh.
us.
Yeah, but next week is sure to be fun.
Oh, you won't want to miss it. I can
Right.
guarantee you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's made for the camera.
Indeed he is. Indeed he is. Yes.
Yeah.
So, thank you for joining us and have a great day. I think I think we're having some bad weather this weekend, but today's not bad.
Yeah, bundle up.
Bundle
and
up.
then maybe next week will be better.
Yeah.
Spring's coming.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.